Hey guys, Harry here from the Art Gear Guide. Thanks very much for joining me today. As you can see here, I have a review of or not really a review, just kind of like showing you a little bit about the new pencils from Black Widow, which is the Monarch pencils. I say it's not really a review because the pencils, the essence of the pencils, the core of the pencils is pretty much the same as the Black Widow, the Scorpion and the Cobra pencils that have been brought out under this banner going back a couple of years now, and obviously then the skin tone sets that came out as well. I haven't done any artwork yet with them, but I do plan on doing some and I'll put that up at a later date. But I wanted to get this review done and out to you now, because if you wait to the end of the video, I'm going to be giving away 3 sets of these pencils. I have them here. 3 brand new sets. You can see here that they're all still in their wrappers and stuff like that. So 3 people will get a full set of 48 of these brand new Monarch pencils. Like I say, stick around to the end of the video and I will be giving you the details of how you can enter. And it doesn't matter where in the world you are, everybody can take part in this, which has always been the case with anything I give away. So for anybody that's new to these pencils or this channel, a couple of years ago, a guy called Wally from Australia decided that he was going to set up or start doing coloured pencils with kind of like an undertone for the mental health awareness that was going on at the time. And there was a lot of things coming out suggesting that people who were suffering with mental health issues, like the adult colouring book enthusiasm that was going on at the time and was very, very helpful for people suffering. And so a lot of people started taking to colouring in and what have you, who were feeling like that. And so Wally has kind of got himself involved in this, in what he thinks is his way of being able to help for people suffering with mental health. So anyway, he came out with the Black Widow pencils, I think now nearly 3 years ago, maybe a little bit less. Not long after that, about another 6 months later, he came out with the, I think it was a Scorpion. And then after the Scorpion, he came out with a Cobra. Now, they were all 24 sets, okay? So 24 of the Black Widow, 24 of the Scorpion, 24 of the Cobra. Then he came out with 2 12 sets of skin tones. There was a light skin tone set and a dark skin tone set. And now he has come out with this set here, the Monarch pencils. Now, I've spoke to Wally since these went kind of like live on Amazon a couple of days ago. And obviously people have been writing their own reviews on Amazon and stuff like that. And there's a couple of things that have been said about these pencils, which I would like to cover. Wally has explained it to me, and I would like to cover in this video. As I go through the video, I'll tell you the parts that I'm covering. But this set is really, it's a set on its own. It can stand on its own as a set, but it's really kind of, it works best, I think, with the other sets, with the set of 24 Cobra, Black Widow and Scorpion pencils, and I'll explain the reason why in a second. So you can see straight away it's a little bit more fancy than, let me move that light out of the way. It's a little bit fancier than the other sets because it's got this little sleeve on it and stuff like that. They look a little bit more regal, a little bit more upmarket, so to speak. Also, this is the first 48 set under the brand name. They always come out in sets of 24, with the exception of the skin tones, which came out in a set of 24, but they were split into 2 12s. And a lot of the other sets, the Black Widow, the Scorpion and the Cobra, the colours that were in the sets were quite vivid, quite punchy pigments. This set is very, very much muted colours. So let's take a quick look inside. So here you can see here. Now, with so many different color pencil brands, not just this one, the pigment identifier does not always exactly line up with the core. There's lots of different reasons for that, but I was told by one of the bigger pencil companies the reason why that is because the ingredients and the pigments that go into the actual core of the pencil are different from obviously the materials that go into making up the paint or the spray, whichever way the company deals with it, and pigments that goes into dealing with dipping the pencils into like paint or having them sprayed. And so all they can do is get to the very best that they can. Bearing in mind, these pencils are not artist grade pencils. They were never set out like that in the first place. They were set out to help people with mental health issues, things like that are passionate about like the adult colouring book world or just drawing in general, not any kind of like fine art coloured pencil work. They've never been marketed as that. It's always been this mental health undertones connected with them. So you can see here the top layer, beautiful kind of like really muted yellows. There's one here called Milk. It's really gorgeous. Nice skin tones in here. Couple of nice pale pinks. The greens are to die for, but then I'm very kind of like biased with regards to greens. I always look for greens because I enjoy doing botanic work. So the greens that are in this set are just gorgeous. Some of them are perfect for botanical art, and I'll show you the swatch in a second. The bottom side of the set has got these kind of like aqua blues, aqua greens, blues, pale blues. Then we're coming into like some darker purples. There's a few greys here. There's this oyster here, which is kind of like a warm grey, and then a couple of other warm greys, and then two darker greys, and then there's only two browns. Now there's no reds. If you have a look here, there's no reds in this set. Let me just show you the swatch. Now, I will have an image coming up of this swatch, and I'll also have an image of this over on the Art Gear Guide where you can go across and click on it and take a little look at it yourself. But you can see here, going along the top, very, very muted, pale, pastel-y type tones, which are gorgeous. Like I say, the greens, there's a lot of gorgeous greens. There's no reds at all in the set. There's no white and there's no black. There's a dark charcoal color down here at the bottom, which is kind of like a dark grey, so that's the closest thing to a black that you've got in the set. The blues are quite scarce as well. There's not lots of blues, but the blues that are in the set are really nice because you've got a really nice light blue here, mid-tone blue, then you're going up into darker blue down here at the bottom. The pinks and purples and lilacs that are in here, really nice as well. And the greys are gorgeous. There's kind of like a couple of cool greys. Most of them are what you would class as warm greys. But you can see here that this set, like I said earlier on, it's a standalone set, but it's a set that a botanical artist, say, if you're into doing, say, pet portraiture, this perhaps would not be the best set for you because there's only two browns in it. But having said that, like I said earlier on, I think this set is supposed to be part of an extension. So the other three sets that were brought out, and then the skin tone sets, I think this is kind of like an extension of that range. So this is like the Black Widow range, and who knows, maybe one day Wally will come out with like a full 120 set with all the pencils in it, in which case that would be awesome as well, because like I say, there's not many sets of pencils out there at all, with the exception of perhaps one Japanese set that have quite so many beautiful light pastel tones in it, like the you can see here, especially in this top row. I would say that if you are into portraiture, You might be able to get away with this set on its own for portraiture, but with all the other colours that are in the other sets, when you put those sets together, the Black Widow, the Scorpion and the Cobra, alongside the Monarch, and then you've got the skin tone sets, they together, they make a really beautiful palette of colours for coloured pencil artists. One of the things that Wally noticed was, and this was brought out around about the time that the skin tones were brought out, there was one of the colours in there was a really, really deep dark brown, or black even, it might have been black, and it was called, the colour on the side of it was, I think it was spelt Nigero or Negro or something like that. But I had looked it up because I seen a lot of people saying, you know, it's racist and that type of thing. I looked that up, and that's a language in certain countries like Latin America and things like that. I think it's a Spanish. I could be wrong because I haven't got all the details. But if you go to the skin tone review that I had done of the Black Widow pencils, I explain it all there because I researched it, I looked it all up. But it's an actual language. So the name that's on the barrel for that particular colour is the right name in that particular language. So there was nothing racist behind it or anything like that. With this set, a couple of people have mentioned that the sapphire colour, which, just let me get the sapphire colour. This is it here, is a green. Now, a lot of people, when they hear sapphire, they'll go blue, but there are green sapphires, and that's what it was done. But what you've got to remember is, like I said, going as far back as the Black Widow set, Wally had never set this out as some sort of set of pencils that was going to be for fine art artists or anything like that. It was for mental health, adult colouring book. There was colours in the first one, maybe it might have been the second one, the Scorpion set, and there were colours called like Pink Pig. He's always kind of like, none of these names, well, most of the names on these pencils aren't actual colours, like Cat's Eye, that's not a colour. There's some here as well. Aztec Gold, it's not a colour, but you understand the colour that you're going to get. What was the other? Ice Cream. Ice Cream is not a colour, but you know, there's lots of different colours of ice cream. What was the other one? Passion. Passion is not a colour, but passion. I understand passion fruit, but not passion. But Wally's always kind of like focused on trying to not spice things up a bit, but just keep it light-hearted. The names. There was always a little bit of fun with the names in the other sets. Let's take a look at the pencil itself. So if we take a look here, it's exactly the same as the other pencils. In that the barrel is black. It is a hexagonal barrel, and obviously the wood all the way through is black. So when you sharpen the pencil, you're going to get that black wood right up where the core is. And I've highlighted this a couple of times. That's really nice for the light colours, but for the really dark colours, which there are not many of in this set, but in the other sets, for the really dark colours, it can be a little bit difficult to make out the colour. So the core of the pencil is 3.3 millimeters, and the barrel size is 7.8 millimeters. So it's actually quite a chunky pencil to hold in the hand. As we're going along the barrel here, you'll see, as is the case with the other pencils in the range, we have like a little icon logo thing here, and this time it's of a stag. Then it says Monarch. Then the pigment name, and then there's a number here which corresponds to the pigment. And then, like I say, is the pigment identifier, which is about 1.5 inches long. And there's an orange band separating the barrel to the pigment identifier. Now, another thing, a lot of people have said that, the Monarch is a butterfly, so why is there a stag on the front of this? Well, the Monarch is actually a stag as well. So I agree, it is a butterfly, but it's also a stag. It's also a type of deer. The core of these pencils is exactly the same as the Black Widow and the Cobra and the Scorpion and the skin tones. So it's got that really, really soft core. It's perfect for doing adult coloring because of the various different types of papers that come in adult coloring books. This soft core pencil, I think, reacts really well with those types of papers. But when I've done the swatch and stuff like that, I've done it on a mixed media paper, and you just have to gently touch a paper like a mixed media paper with these pencils, and it's pulling off the pigment really quite effortlessly. And that's just because there's a little bit of tooth on the paper. The core is nice and soft, so it reacts well with that type of paper. Sharpening is a doddle. There's no problems with sharpening these pencils, but that was always the case with the Black Widow, the Scorpion, and the Cobra. And with regards to Lightfastness, there is no Lightfast ratings on these. Again, these are not pencils for... Yeah, if you're the type of artist that's wanting to do commissions and that type of thing, you're not going to be looking at these types of pencils. And I do have the prices all over on the Art Gear Guide as well. So if you want to go across and find out the price of this set, by all means do so. But don't forget, I'm going to be giving 3 sets away. So before you go and buy yourself a set, just wait until this giveaway is done, and you never know, you might win a set. But for people that are looking for Lightfast pencils, really highly Lightfast pencils that are going to give you the ability to create commissioned work and stuff like that, don't look at pencils, especially 48 sets and above. Don't look at pencils that are like anywhere less than 60 or 80 pound for 48 pencils. You're very rarely going to find that in sets that size that you're going to find a lot of Lightfast colors, highly Lightfast colors. So I understand that people want really cheap Lightfast pencils, but unfortunately the process, from what I understand, from what I've researched, the process of having these pencils Lightfast tested and all the rest of it, and it's really, really quite expensive. Hence the reason why, if you go and buy a set of Lightfast pencils, they are expensive. They're expensive for a reason. Not just the fact that the process is expensive, but also because if you've got highly Lightfast pencils, then you can increase the price of your artwork as well. So they're not highly Lightfast. With this set lacking a few colors like the reds, the white and the black, and lacking browns, it might be, I still think for certain genres of artwork, they are still a nice standalone set of pencils that you can get. I think most people will benefit more from adding this set to a collection. Not necessarily the Black Widows and the Cobra and the Scorpion, but obviously if you have those sets, then this set will just slot right into place with those other sets and give you a really nice wide range of colours in the palette. But like I say, if you've got other coloured pencils and you're specifically looking for these muted tones in a set of pencils, this would be a really nice set to get. So although it is a standalone set and you could buy them and still do some nice artwork with them, I do think that this set is probably best served being introduced into a set that or a range of pencils that you already have. Right, okay, so that being said, I've got 3 sets to give away. Now, as with all the giveaways I do, all you have to do to take part is leave a comment. It doesn't matter what it is, just any comment down below in the comment section. I will announce the winner round about, in fact, actually the last day in September, so the 30th of September, I will announce a winner. So it gives about a month for the video to be up on YouTube, for people to see the video and to decide whether they want to take part in the giveaway or not. It doesn't matter where in the world you are. I will ship these pencils out to you regardless where you are, so long as you've got a postman, post dog, post bear, whatever it is that's going to bring the mail up to your house. I will do my best to get it to you. The way I've always done my giveaways in the past is you leave your comment down below, and I use some software which will select the names at random whenever I come to announcing the winners. And because there's going to be 3 winners this time, as is the case with some of the other giveaways I've done, once a winner is announced, I will reset the software and select another one. If a name is selected twice, then I'll just cancel one of them out and do it again. So long as there's 3 separate winners, then that's all I'm looking for. Once your name is picked out, all you have to do is email me with your address details, and I will send it to you. If you are under the age of 18, you can still take part in this, but you must have your parent or guardian's permission to send me your postal details, okay? I don't want anybody under the age of 18 just dishing out your parents or your guardian's private residence to me. Although it's going to be safe with me, I am still a stranger to a lot of people, especially underage people and stuff like that. I just want to make sure that I get it done right, and don't start worrying any parents who receive a parcel in the mail that aren't expecting a parcel. Because I'm a parent myself, and I would be I'd probably be quite wary of that myself. So all ages can take part in it. Just please, if you're under 18, make sure you've got your parents' consent, your grandparents' consent, whoever your legal guardian is. Make sure you've got their consent to give me your postal details, and I will send the set out to you. That's really about it, guys. Like I say, I haven't done any artwork with these because I wanted to get them up and just get the whole giveaway thing started. Because if I wait until I start doing artwork, it might be the back end of next week before I get this review up. I've just finished doing a review of a set which was just about to upload, but then these came in, and so it's just really a time thing. But I will do some artwork. I will do something, and it more than likely will be a botanical piece. Anyway, guys, don't forget you can follow me on Facebook and Twitter and Instagram. I've put a lot of things up over on Instagram. Photographs of Coda, my little husky dog, and also work in progress images that I'm doing, drawings of, or anytime I get a new set, a new product to review, I'll kind of like put images up of it so that you guys can see what's coming soon. So if you're interested in anything like that, follow me over on Instagram. Like I say, Facebook and Twitter as well. I try to put as much stuff up over on those as I can as well. But it's just about sharing the content that's already here on YouTube, so it's entirely up to yourself. Thank you so much, guys, for all your wonderful support and comments and emails that I've been getting about my dad and my daughter. Amelia's doing a little bit better now, and my dad is doing fantastic, actually, because very recently there, he has been told that they can reduce the level of chemo that they're giving him for a tumour that they found after they'd done his bowel cancer surgery. They took out his bowel. He's got a colostomy bag, or I always get that name wrong. He's got a bag. They found a tumour in and around that area, but it had like an artery or something running over the tumour, so they couldn't do surgery because it was too dangerous. So they had to give him chemo. He reacted very bad to the chemo, but now things are working right and they're able to reduce it. So things so far, touch wood, are going well with him. And I think with our daughter, it's just going to be a long road of recovery for her. She's starting back to school, I think, in a couple of weeks' time, and she's really dreading it because school is where a lot of the trauma happened for her. Anyway, guys, I don't want to ramble on. Thank you so much for all of the wonderful comments that I've got. I've shown Amelia so many of them, and it has really, really helped her, really cheered her up. She's been overwhelmed sometimes at just how generous and kind people have been, given that you don't really know her personally or anything like that. So she's really, really appreciated everything that's been written down about her. I look forward to seeing you again on the next review, guys. Take care, everybody, and I hope you are all keeping well. Thanks. Bye.